be a video without the roosters. So I've been working on this thing for about 3 days now. This is the third day. First day I rebuilt the carburetor, put it on the car. Didn't have any fuel because I dumped all the gas in the Oldsmobile to get it off the trailer. So next day, got fuel. Got my little fuel pump hooked back up. Went to adjust my floats. Took the set screws out, turned the fuel pump on. It shot fuel out of the sight screws. So that wasn't a good start. I was like, all right, maybe the fuel pressure's too high. So turned my fuel regulator down all the way. Couldn't get any lower. It was like 3 psi. Still just flooding it, dumping fuel out the side. And I thought I had my floats adjusted all the way down. So I'm like, well, something's not working. So I took the bowl off, looked at it, everything looked fine. Kind of looked at it some more, and I just didn't understand how the float would go up and push the seat closed to keep fuel from coming in. So I pulled my needle out, go look at the old one. They're similar, can't tell any difference. Thought about putting the old one back in, but it had a pretty bad O-ring on it. So tinkering with it more and more and more. And finally I'm like, well, I'm gonna just loosen this all the way up. I'm gonna thread it as far as it'll go, which I thought I already did. But apparently not. Apparently there's a good bit more threads on there, and I actually felt it stop. And when I felt it stop, I took the bowl back off, and I checked the float, and you could feel when it opened and closed. So I was like, all right, maybe it'll work. By this time, I've spilled about a half gallon of fuel all over the motor, all over the ground. So starting the car wasn't really an option. So I continued on with trying to get my float set, put it all back together, turn the fuel pump on. Didn't have fuel shooting out the side of the carburetor, which was a good thing. So I was like, all right, cool, we're making some progress. Started adjusting my floats. Got where fuel just slightly come out of the side of the carburetor, which is where it's supposed to be, apparently. Cool. But like I said, by this time I spilled about half a gallon. Like literally, there's just fuel sitting in every crevice. So probably wouldn't be a good idea to start the car because, you know, as before, timing wasn't set right. It was backfiring pretty bad. So introducing a flame into that scenario would probably be a bad idea. So kind of just called it quits. Plus it was really hot. It was like the middle of the day. So this morning, come out here, tinkering with it, turn it over. Turns over good. You know, it's not backfiring, not having trouble cranking. You know, it's turning over and stopping, which is a killer on this motor because it destroys the starter. So I was like, all right, kick the fuel on, hit the key, boom. Cool. That's a good start, you know, for disassembling this thing and rebuilding it. Hit it again. Does the same thing. Adjust the timing a little bit. Hit it. Runs for a few more seconds. Cool. Adjust the time a little bit more. Hit it. Just tinkering with it back and forth. And it gets a little bit better. And then it starts to get a little bit worse. So obviously I'm going the wrong direction. So come back the other way. Start advancing the timing. It gets better. It gets better. Can't really tell. And then it gets hard to crank. I'm like, whoa, stop there before I got to shin the starter again. So keep going the other way. So I finally started getting the sweet spot. And I get to where it starts up every time the key runs, you know, about a second, 2 seconds. I'm like, all right, well, we're getting the spark, we're getting air, we're getting somewhat of fuel. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe I should try adjusting the idle just a hair, you know, try adjusting it up just a little bit. Turn the screw about a quarter of a turn. I'll show you what happened. Needless to say, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. So that's one less thing that I got to do now. And I'm sure there's going to be some more fine tuning once I actually get the thing moving. But right now, it's a pretty big milestone. not shooting any flames out of the carburetor, no huge backfires out of the exhaust. Turns on perfectly with the key, so I'm really happy with that. You know, like I said, I'm no master at carburetors, I'm no master at timing, no master engine builder by any means. You know, you give me enough time, I can probably figure it out and more than likely make it run enough. But I'm pretty happy with that. So, we have a fuel tank. Not in the car right now, I'm running off of a gas tank. And I've got to order a sending unit for it. So that is next on the list. After that, I think we're going to start on the brakes. Because as you can see, there's a big open hole right here, which is very nice for changing spark plugs, but not very nice for driving, because you kind of need brakes. So that's next on the list of things to do. But we're making some progress. I'm pretty happy with this progress here. At least now I can start it up and me and my neighbors can listen to it.